What's up, everybody? Welcome to Hammerdown Motorsports. Today we have our 2023 Ford Raptor behind me, and we've had the truck for about 1,400 miles and a few weeks. I think we're getting close to the month mark on this truck already, so it's been a little bit, and I've had a little bit of experience with it, so let's talk about it. All right, so I've done a little bit of custom work, nothing too crazy, just a little bit of online vinyl work. Every time I get close to it with a key, everything comes on, which is also pretty nice because when all those lights come on, it just looks amazing. But one thing I did have, just when I looked at the truck, there was the white truck with all the dark kind of grille, headlights, everything was just kind of muted, and you didn't really see the Ford symbol. I mean, some people might like it like that, but I went ahead and got some vinyl and just accented all of the Ford letters in the grille, just to kind of give it a little bit of a difference between the rest of the truck, and then you can kind of really show off that big Ford in the grille. Then in the rear, went over here and did pretty much the same kind of deal back here. So we have the Ford lettering is all now in the white, and then in the Raptor itself is a gloss black. And then over here on F-150, we have the gloss black as well. Then also, if you missed our first mod video that I did, we went over to Todd at TSE's and we got the Revolver X2. This is made by Backflip. We have this really nice tonneau cover on here. So when we open our tailgate, it's gonna let me do it. Sometimes you gotta push the button twice. I'm not entirely sure why that is. Pull the cable and it rolls up really, really nicely. All one-handed operation, and then you can just tether this over with the supplied straps. Actually, they're right in here. These go over top, hook in to these hooks right here, and then it's nicely tied up, and your bed is now open. So also very, very easy operation to close one-handedly. Just let it roll. And we do have this very nice heavy-duty security-minded material. And this closes up. You might have to close that other side a little bit. See if I can get it from here. Yep. Just like that, everything cams over, locks into place, works very, very nicely. You do have security with this as well. And then the little trick, if you guys didn't see it, if you want to not have to push the button, you just lift up a little bit and then everything just goes back up into place. And then, of course, I did window tint because I hate having the whole fishbowl thing going on, especially in the hot summer, and the big panoramic sunroof. So I got the sunroof tinted, I got both drivers' windows, I got a brow done, and I got all the rear windows done as well, so you can see how dark they actually are right now. You can just see the reflection of the camera, which really makes it a very nice place to be inside, especially in the hot summer. And if you guys are wondering where I got this done, it was at Accelerate Auto in Lancaster. They do awesome work. Definitely go see Brody over there if you're looking for some tint in the local area. So now with the 3rd gen Raptor, we do get the rigid lights in the bumper. And although they are LED, the factory fog lights runs off one and the other one's covered from the factory. I popped the covers off just so nobody would walk away with them. And I don't really think I need them on anyway, unless it's going in for an inspection or something like that. But it is hooked up to the auxiliary switches. So your upfitter number 1 will turn on your fog light or your driving light. And they're not super bright. They do kind of just go into the road pretty quick. They have a very short cutoff. I don't know if they can be adjusted or something else we can do with that, but they are there. They do work. You don't have to install your own when you first buy your truck, which is nice, but you could probably go a little brighter if you wanted to. And also, speaking about headlights, we have the LED headlights. These look absolutely amazing. You can see all the detail in them. It says Raptor right down here in the gloss black. And then when you turn the steering wheel, it actually turns the beam of the light with the steering wheel. So it's really, really cool, especially at night. You know, you're going around a corner or something like that. It will turn the light so you can see where you're going, which is a very, very nice feature of the new Raptor. So now in the interior, we do have our nice steps to get in. I do find these to be a little tall. I mean, I know it has to be that way just because these do protect the body from a lot of stuff that would be slung up by the wide body and the tires and all of that. And also, if it's in a parking lot, somebody swings the door open, they're gonna hit that. They're not gonna hit your door, which is also nice. But yes, they are very high. I'm used to the power steps on the Super Duty, and you have to step up pretty much to get in here and then kind of duck to get your head down in is what I find. But It's livable. It's a Raptor. It's kind of just the way what you expect. I also really like the way that Ford does their interiors. It's like a black interior, but it almost has like a little bit of a blue hue to it. I found that with the Super Duty as well, but it's a really nice color, and we do have this nice material on the door panels, some contrast stitching, and everything just really works. And I mean, this is your standard leather interior. This isn't the Alcantara, the Recaros, but from what I hear, these seats are actually more comfortable than the Recaros, so I'm actually pretty good with them. I've been on a sort of long trip, about a 3-hour drive already with this truck, and had no issues with comfort. The suspension is absolutely phenomenal, and also the 17s with the big tires, you get a very, very comfortable ride, especially with the Fox 3.0 shocks on here. And yeah, their active valves work very, very well, especially for all the garbage roads that we have around here in Pennsylvania. So a couple little issues with being a 23. Well, we ended up with no heated steering wheel, which is happening to a lot of the trucks, the Platinums and everything. They are short on supply, and they're just cutting them out of the trucks, which is really, really not desirable in my opinion, but it is what it is. All you can do. I mean, we have heated and air conditioned seats, we have heated rear seats, no heated steering wheel. That's a big bummer, but we also lost our auto start stop. So we have a big button on there now for our camera, which is nice, so it's really easy to hit. So for your 360 camera, you can see everything that's around you. But unfortunately in the wintertime, yeah, we're not gonna have any heated wheels, so we're gonna be running that command start a little bit longer. Another thing I noticed is this shifter, and I think they could have done a little better with it. I know it's got this little button here so you can have it fold down, and then you have your little desk that opens here, which is kind of interesting. You know, if you wanted to eat your food on there or something like that, it is nice to have. I don't know how much I'm going to use that just yet, but it is there. And then this shifter, just kind of the feel of it is just not the greatest. It's kind of plasticky, especially on the sides. You have a little bit of leather on the top, but the whole thing's plastic, and it doesn't feel very confidence inspiring. It's kind of loose and whatever, but that's just the way it is, and something that I noticed. Maybe they could improve on that and maybe put a little bit of aluminum in there, kind of give you that more quality feel. But there are a lot of little Easter eggs, like it says Ford here on the side of the seat. We have lots of accenting on the sides of the seat. We got the Ford Performance badge here. It'd be cool if this lit up, but of course, cutbacks. We have our American flag here on the side. We have the beautiful steering wheel with our 12 o'clock mark on here. And I've actually really gotten used to where the buttons are on this. They're very easy to find, and they're about the size of your finger. So it's not like you're trying to find a small button or whatever, especially when you're trying to pay attention to the road. But yes, very, very nice to have this set up here with the steering wheel. It says Raptor down here, which is also kind of cool. I really like the big screen and all the animations. See here if we can close the door. We can get that to come on for you guys. We have all the blue accents lighting up here. And then I think if we open the door, there we go. And we get the truck, Ford Performance, and all of that. Sometimes it is a little laggy, just kind of with going into the built Ford Tough or whatever when you start it up. Let's do a quick start up here. Goes into the bed, built Ford Tough. It says Raptor over there. Then you have all your gauges come up. These gauges are actually really nice as well. They're very big, very easy to read, especially when you're trying to keep your eyes on the road. So over here we do have our wireless charging, and we have our USB ports and all of that. I don't really use this all that much. I probably am just gonna get a cord for this like I did on my Super Duty, because with the Super Duty, every time I hit a bump, I mean, that truck's a lot more bumpy than this one because of the suspension being an F350, but it would always bounce off of that pad, so it wouldn't really charge the phone very well. But that's just one of those things. This little pocket right here I use a lot. Very, very easy to just stick your phone in there. And then you have other places too. There's this kind of this slot right here you can slide your phone into. You got a couple cup holders, got a couple more back here, and receipts and stuff like that can go in all those different compartments. I do like the layout of the dash too. It is very nice. It looks exactly the way it should in a Raptor. We do have this little upper glove box here with a button there. Then you have your lower one down here, and just pretty much your standard truck stuff. Another thing that I am not too impressed with is, well, definitely my door fitment on this driver's door. I don't know if it comes up on camera too well, but there's a step right here. Like, I can definitely feel that, and you can definitely see it. You can even see it in the mirror when you're driving that this doesn't really line up very well. And I took it to Ford. We already went to the body shop, and they said they're going to try to see what they can do with it, but there's not making any promises, basically. Kind of might be is what it is. Ford said they would put a new door on it for me if need be. I don't really want to have my fender and my door on the rear blended on a new truck. It's just not something I'm really interested in. I'm hoping that they can actually get this, you know, somewhat back to where it should be, because, well, obviously I don't plan on keeping this truck forever. I plan on using it for the channel, getting some good experiences with it, and probably maybe going to another one, maybe with the 37 package. Not entirely sure just yet, but I don't think we're going to be keeping this for maybe longer than a year. I just wanted to get the entire experience for you guys and just kind of what things to look for. If you're buying one of these trucks, check your door fitment, make sure it's right, because yeah, I ended up with this and I do have a little bit of noise. Sometimes you will hear, especially if you get a good wind, you will hear a little bit of wind there. Then we do have this seal right here. And when it's cold out, this one gets a little bit harder, and you do hear a little bit of noise through here when the truck's moving down the road. I already put some 111 behind here, which is like a high vacuum grease, and I'm going to put a little bit more just on this edge just to kind of quieten that down, just so it doesn't have that vibration coming through. But it's one of those little nitpicky things. These trucks are very quiet, so anything that is rattling or anything like that, you will hear it. So we're gonna go with my 3 favorite things about this truck, and we're gonna say the 3 things that I think they could probably work on this vehicle. So my first like is just the general appearance of it. I absolutely love the way the LED lights are. The headlights are great. Having those, the headlights that turn, all that stuff I spoke about, very, very nice. I love the grille. I love the presence of this truck. It's so wide. It's just awesome. I mean, you walk up to it, you get the lights to come on and all of that. You know it's a Raptor, and it's just a very, very cool truck. So first like is the looks. The second like would be definitely just the way this thing rides. With the 5-link in the back, it is absolutely incredible, impeccable ride and comfort. Like just the comfort of the seats and all of that. Super, super awesome, very Cadillac-like, and you can take on pretty much anything because it's a Raptor. The third thing would definitely be the new sound of the new exhaust for the V6. They definitely captured that GTR sound, so you get that turbo spool, especially when you open the window and just kind of get that sound coming in. You get that turbo spool, and then you get that kind of GTR sounding exhaust. Sounds absolutely awesome, especially in Baja mode. Having that adaptable exhaust was very, very nice to have, and also just the way that they changed it to not sound like complete garbage. Very, very happy with that as well. And this engine moves really well. And it's light, it just does what it needs to do. A V8 would be very nice, but not for $60,000 over MSRP. So now the dislikes, like I said, the fitment on the door, terrible. There is a little bit of waves in some of these doors too. I've noticed that with the Super Duty as well. I think it's something to do with the aluminum bodies. They just kind of get a little bit of imperfections when they're stamped. And it's just kind of the way it is. So yeah, fit and finish isn't the greatest on these. Number 2 is that shifter. The shifter is kind of wonky, kind of floppy. You'll notice it the second you drive it. That's not exactly something I'm too impressed with. And the third thing I gotta say that I don't like about it, I mean, obviously it is what it is, and I knew it going into it, is the fact that they had to cut some of those options, like the heated steering wheel. I really would have liked the heated steering wheel, especially in the winter. I know it's summer right now, and I'm not really missing it, but I know that's gonna come up later. So third thing would be, why would they do that? I mean, I know there's gotta be a reason, but it's a Raptor. I mean, there's gotta be some lower trim level trucks with heated steering wheels, and this Raptor did not get one. I think that should have been a must-have, so gonna have to put that one on my do not like list. So there it is, everybody, real quick and easy, just kind of our first impressions of the Raptor after having it for a few weeks, being able to drive it. I've towed with it, I towed my boat with it, it towed absolutely awesome, very soft. It's totally different than towing with the Super Duty, but you know it's there, but it's definitely, it can handle it no problem. It doesn't sag out the back real bad or anything like that, especially with the coils. That was something that I did have as a concern. So towing for lighter loads anyway, no problem whatsoever. And just cornering and all of that and just backing things in, it worked absolutely awesome. Very, very happy with that so far. Fuel economy, we're kind of like 13 miles per gallon, but we're not broke in yet. So it's very similar to the V8 that's in the Rebel as far as that goes. But this is just kind of my first video that I'm making on my impressions of the truck after having it for a while. And just 3 of the things that I like about it, 3 of the things that I think they could improve on. So drop in the comments if you made it this far in the video. 3 likes, 3 dislikes. dislikes that you think about the Raptor or your Raptor or whatever. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And as always, keep that hammer down.